guys, so it's me. It's Monday. It's Mask Monday. Got me a little bit of tea here. I do enjoy coffee, but it's just gotten too expensive. So, never in my life I thought, but we have a schedule for coffee. We have coffee twice a week. Wednesday and Saturday are coffee day. I mean, not only is coffee expensive, but I like fancy creamers. I use that International Delight, you know. That stuff is not cheap either. So, it's gotten to where, yeah, coffee. So we're drinking a lot of tea. And then it just kind of really makes us enjoy our coffee days that much more. But, you know, it is what it is. If you know, you know. My lighting is crazy. I understand. It's, I don't know. I don't know. But this isn't really a makeup area. So I'm not going to worry a whole lot about this globulin that my nose casts. I know. Anyways. Let's talk. Facetory. Really good brand of skincare and sheet mask. I highly recommend you do, go find Facetory.com. They usually have sales on stuff. They have one sheet mask in particular, the Velvet Moon. Okay, it's either Velvet Moon or Moon Velvet. I don't remember which it is, but trust me, if you've never used it, you've never used a mask like that. It's get the mask. Anyways, I'm just using up all our time here, aren't I? This is Let's Talk Detox Pore Refining Mask with charcoal and volcanic ash. I'm not sure, volcanic ash. I'm not sure how good this is, but ingredients. Wow. Hexanediol? I'm not sure that's good. That sounds like something that is like there could be cause allergens. So I don't know. I might have to look that one up. I don't do that crap. I'm gonna look something up. You know, water, butylene, glycol, glycerin, hexanidol, niacinamide, propanidol, charcoal powder, leaf extract, sesame seed extract. There's some good things in here, pretty high up on the chain of ingredients, so that's cool. Y'all know my face has issues. I will never get this all cleared up. I've come to grips with that, but I do seek improvements. Like, it's not as angry as it was this time a year ago. I'll grant you that. It was every place where you see like a pink was a dark pink, and every place that you see a dark pink was a flaming red. So, you know, a lot of vitamin C, guys. A lot of vitamin C. I have really exceedingly dry skin. Charcoal, well, it's an awesome, like, it's an antioxidant. Charcoal just, like, collects the oxidants, and then when you remove the charcoal, the oxidants go with it. Like, we use this a lot on farms. We keep activated charcoal, which you can actually buy for people, too, in a pill form, so that if anything gets accidentally poisoned, like if you have children, you know, children put things in their mouths that they shouldn't, you should have activated charcoal, because you can shove activated charcoal down their throat and whatever's left in their stomach, the charcoal will absorb it in faster than the stomach can absorb it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, they'll either regurgitate or go into it. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? It can save a life. Anyway, so charcoal, especially activated charcoal, good thing. Volcanic ash, I don't know. It sounds cool though, doesn't it? So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put it on. I'll be right back. And then we're going to get back into our Bible. Again, I'm sorry I wasn't here last week. I have no excuses. I just didn't get it done. So y'all just, you know, I'm going to have to ask your forgiveness for that. But we're going to continue on with Exodus this week. I believe we're on chapter 17. I'll be right back. Hang out now. Okay. That's fun, huh? Yeah, the mask is black. The Facetory, another thing with them is the mask is just comfortable. It's just comfortable. The actual sheet itself is made from almost I mean, I know it's not fabric, but it's a very soft sheet. It's very soft, very pliable, very fabric-like. Really, you know, it's not like somebody cut the mask out of a sheet of paper. It's really, really very comfortable. And this is a 20-minute mask, and you're supposed to just rub in when you're done. So I know I've got some I've got some things going on that could stand to be sucked out and thrown away. So there's that. All right, so King James Version, my Bible from childhood. I do have a playlist. I'm thinking about posting the playlist for you know, me having these readings. In my description, let me know if I should do that, if anyone's interested. Maybe you don't want to ask for it. I get that. But, you know, because I'm turning into that religious person. But I've believed in Jesus and God my entire life. It's not... I just didn't share it the same way that I do now. Actually, I always did share it, but I don't know. Things have changed. You get older and you kind of, you know, you're a little closer to the door or out, you know. So there's that. All right. So we are on... Whoa. Are we on 17 or 18? Okay, we're on chapter 18. So let me read like the last, 14, 15, and 16 verses of 17. Chapter 17. Okay, so verse 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar, and he called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Interesting. But know this, whoever it was, I know this from talking with people that studied like different religions, Christianity being one of them, and pretty much any of the civilizations that the Lord said, I'm going to wipe them out, or I'm going to give you permission to wipe them out. These were not good people. It's not like they went in, oh, they're killing women and children. No. No. They're really like child sacrifice, molesting and cutting up of women and children and men, and doing things in the name of Satan, in the name of evil, glorifying in pain and suffering of others. I mean, these are the type of civilizations that the Lord wishes to be gone from his earth. And this is, I have no doubt, this is his earth. Okay, chapter 18. I have a little table here today, so maybe this will be easier. When Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, and that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt, then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back. Okay, so evidently, before Moses left with, brought Israel out of Egypt, he had already sent his wife back to be with her father while all that was going on. And now her father, who is Jethro, interesting, he has her, she is with him, and her 2 sons, of which the name of the one was Gershom, for he said, I have been an alien in a strange land. And the name of the other was Eliezer. For the God of my father, said he, was mine help and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. So I'm thinking these are meanings in the actual names. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife unto Moses into the wilderness, where he encamped at the mount of God. Would that be Sinai? At the mount of God. And he said unto Moses, I, thy father-in-law, Jethro, am come unto thee, and thy wife and her 2 sons with her. And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law, and did obeisance, and kissed him, and they each asked each other of their welfare. And they came into the tent. And Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done unto Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake. Okay, using the glasses. And Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done unto Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, and all the travail that had come upon them by the way, and how the Lord delivered them. And Jethro rejoiced for all the goodness which the Lord had done to Israel, whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Jethro said, Blessed be the Lord, who hath delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who hath delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, For in the thing wherein they dealt proudly, he was above them. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God. And Aaron came and all of the elders of Israel to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God, in front of God. Excuse me. And it came to pass on the morrow that Jesus sat to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses. Okay, wait a minute. Erase that. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses from the morning until the evening. And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, What is this thing that thou dost to the people? Why sittest thou alone? And all the people stand by thee from morning unto evening. And Moses said unto his father-in-law, Because the people come unto me to inquire of God. When they have a matter, they come to me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws. Which made Moses almost like a priest, I guess. And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, The thing that thou dost is not good. Thou wilt surely wear away both thou and his people that is with thee. For this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. Okay, here's where we get into like, didn't learn this in Bible school. Hearken now unto my voice, and I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward. Be thou for the people to God ward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God, and thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s and rulers of 10s. Okay, so we're kind of breaking things down into a government here. Doesn't that sound like, rulers of 10s, and then a ruler above them, and then a ruler above them? You know what I'm saying? And then God is at the top. Let them judge the people at all seasons, and it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge, so that it will be easier for thyself, and thou shalt bear the burden with thee. Okay, like it kind of makes sense, but things that make sense to men are not necessarily God's way. If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all this people shall also go to their place in peace. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law, and did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel, and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50, and rulers of 10s. And they judged the people at all seasons, and the hard cases they brought unto Moses. But every small matter they judged themselves. And Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land. So, like, the father-in-law came for, like, a visit or to deliver the wife and the sons, I guess. And then went back to, but, like, that whole thing there, I don't remember any of that from, like, you know, Sunday school or Bible school. It was just, you know, they opened the sea, they wandered because, you know, they didn't believe God, wandered for 40 years, found the land, Moses got to see it, but he didn't get to go there, end of story. Okay, this is why I need to read the actual Bible, because there is more to the story. Okay, chapter 19, we're going to do 19 next week, or, you know, whenever I get to do this again. This sounds to me like a description of breaking down into government, you know, like, I don't know, you know, a leader of tens, 10, 10, 10, and then a leader of, you know, like 50s, so 5 of those 10s, those 5 would come together, and there would be one above, above them, so, like, I don't know, mayors and governors and so forth, and then with Moses at the actual top, and then Moses respectively answers to the Lord. But like I said before, you know, I mean, it sounds like a great idea, but Jethro, who means well, obviously this was a good man. You know, he took Moses in, he, you know, gave him one of his daughters as wife. You know, I mean, Jethro was a good man. Let's not even act like that wasn't so. But, Jethro doesn't necessarily, you know how God works through people that aren't necessarily Christian? Well, Satan also works through people that might be good people, but Satan still sticks his little foot in there, and, you know, I mean, otherwise there would be no sin, right? If Satan wasn't working through us all. So, you know, you have to be a little bit careful about, like, did this come from men or did this come from God? And then you have to understand that you don't understand what comes from God, because God thinks in godly ways and we think in manly ways. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, that's the end of this one. Please comment below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I would love to have discussion upon this, and until the next time, I hope you wake up dancing, ba-bum-bum, wake up dancing every single day. Bye-bye, and God bless you.